meantime, let's get a corporate conversation going. Now, shares of JK Paper are under pressure after the company reported an operationally muted third quarter. While the revenues went up 2.7% on an annual basis, margins were under pressure due to higher input costs. To talk more about it, we are joined by AS Mehta, President Director of JK Paper. Mr. Mehta, thank you very much for waiting by patiently. The first question is on the top line growth of 2.7%. Can you break it up in terms of the volume growth and realization? And what was the volume growth for the first 9 months, Q3 and for the first 9 months?
See the volume growth. If you see this, it is close to something around 5%, but there is a price drop and NSR drop, and that is the reason. You see the growth only just 2%. The price drop is much severe. Volume growth 5%, and when you see this, so there is a NSR pressure.
So talk a little bit more about this realization NSR pressure also, because I remember our last conversation where you were hopeful of prices going up because you said pulp prices have started inching up. So what happened?
In fact, you are right. The pulp prices started moving upward, but the global paper prices did not move, and the global paper prices were not in tandem with the pulp prices, and that has impacted. And also, I would say that the Q3, we have seen a lower packaging board prices because they were dumping, and when the cheaper materials start coming to our port cities, that sets up the benchmark for the prices in the country. So the import threat is also one reason, and also the global paper and board prices have not behaved the way the pulp is behaving. So that's one more reason.
So can you put some numbers to it, Mr. Mehta? What was the increase on an average of your pulp prices? And the global prices remain stagnant. So what was the increase there?
See, in fact, the pulp prices does not impact us too much because we are fully integrated as far as the chemical pulp is concerned. So in fact, the chemical pulp prices, dictate the global paper prices. So we are impacted because of the global paper prices. Irrespective of the pulp prices. The pulp prices, if they are higher, paper prices are higher. So we are not impacted because we take the advantage of the paper prices.
Also on volume growth, this quarter it's close to about 5%. What was the volume growth over 9%? And volume growth is also not roaring. It's still a low single digit, mid single digit kind of a volume growth. So what's happening on that front?
See, I would say that the writing and printing sector, that did not do well. In fact, we were hoping that the new education policy and publication will start, but that did not start in that kind of a quantum. Also, there was dumping of the writing printing paper from Indonesian players, and to that extent also it has impacted the domestic lifting. So these are some factors, but hopefully coming quarter we would see shed better writing printing demand. In fact, the packaging board demand has picked up in Q3 because the Q2 it was much lower. So Q3 that has picked up, but not the writing printing. So hopefully, because the January-March quarter is always the best quarter for writing and printing paper. So we are hopeful that there would be a good demand.
And what if the first, 1.5 month of the Jan to March quarter told you about demand, particularly on writing and printing? Are you seeing signs of demand picking up? And can the volume growth in Q4 be better than the volume growth you've seen in Q3?
I would endorse it to some extent. We see the pickup of in the month of January, but we need to see the month of March, because the March is very crucial, because all these textbook and the government publications, their tender and their budget and everything lapses in the month of March. So we will have to wait for mid-February and March.
Okay. All right. So we'll leave it on that note. Thank you very much for joining in. Well, as we take the break, let's shift our focus to something truly exciting and empowering. We are talking about an exclusive opportunity for SMEs out there. We know that they are the backbone of our country's economy, contributing nearly half of our exports and about 29% of the GDP. So to help them navigate the global landscape and enhance their export-import strategies, we're bringing a curated masterclass led by industry experts, a space where you learn from the best, understand the nuances of international trade, and get inspired by success stories. It's more than a masterclass, it's a roadmap to elevate your business to new heights. So if you're an SME with aspirations to make a mark globally, hurry up and register now.